Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your planning outlook on Sunday the 29th of December. Mild southwesterlies have certainly been the order of things through this weekend, and those will be common again in the next week or so. There'll be a brief push of chillier air as we get to the end of this week as the air masses change. We'll see high pressure though often nearby, so a good amount of dry weather interspersed with a few fronts passing to the north. Nothing really sustained though in terms of proper winter cold or any significant snowfall for the time being. Let's have a look at the temperature sequence. This 850 millibars, as we often show you, with higher pressure nearby. That level is a bit higher in the atmosphere, so it's more like 1500 metres, around 5,000 feet at the moment, so a bit too high to correspond to the highest Scottish tops, but gives us a feel for what the air masses are doing. They're very mild southwesterly in charge at the moment. Something of a front is pulling southwards through Monday. That will introduce chillier air briefly across Scotland, so freezing levels down to around 900 metres or so through Monday into Monday night. And a fairly chilly picture across the higher tops into Tuesday, but generally above freezing point for most places. So as we go through New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, generally it's a mild southwesterly that is back in, and temperatures stay above freezing again for a couple of days. To skip you on to the end of the week, this is through Thursday into Friday, a cold front is likely to move southeastwards. That introduces quite a change of air mass as we go from tropical maritime southwesterlies to more polar maritime west by northwesterlies. And the end of the week is looking distinctly colder, with that freezing level dropping markedly, maybe down to 600 to 800 metres or even briefly lower in Scotland, with temperatures on the very highest summits then possibly down as low as -5. So quite a change by the end of the week and heading into the start of the weekend. It may be short-lived because indications push that away, say as we go through Saturday into Sunday as the mild southwesterlies return again. These are the synoptic charts then for the next few days, starting off with Monday, and high pressure is toward the south. That we've got a front, quite a weak feature, draped across Scotland and around to the north of Ireland. That's sinking slowly southwards with time through Monday daytime. Areas of rain and drizzle pushing south across the Highlands, fragmenting and fading from the north, maybe just finishing as some snow on its back edge as that chillier air moves in. One or two snow flurries just following into the west coast. Drizzly damp conditions with low cloud across Dumfries and Galloway and across into the Lake District, maybe not amounting to much here in terms of any rainfall, but some low cloud around nonetheless. And some banks of low cloud across parts of Wales, but with an inversion in place here, it's likely that the higher tops would be generally above that cloud layer, as has been seen over this weekend. A brisk west by southwesterly wind is around ahead of the front. It may be that something of a lull develops just as pressure slackens later on in the day. It all looks a very slack picture into New Year's Eve daytime. High pressure is rebuilt across the country. What's left of that little weather system is away towards southwest England and Wales. It may leave a nuisance of some low cloud and some drizzle for a time across Wales, largely not amounting to a great deal, but you run the risk of a rather murky day across parts of mid and south Wales. Again, there could be something of an inversion in there, so some of the higher tops may get through above the cloud. Some residual banks of fog and cloud could be around almost anywhere on Tuesday morning, but with high pressure around, again, there's the inversion that's likely to be in place, so high tops probably above that, and many places may well see a pretty good day with some sunshine, and with lower humidity than recently, it may be that that low cloud is well broken up. Just a strengthening southwesterly breeze into the far north of Scotland as the day goes on, but otherwise very little wind for many places. Temperatures rising gradually through into New Year's Day as once again a strengthening southwesterly wind develops. Now pretty widely gale force, even severe gale force across many Scottish mountains. Quite a marked increase of wind speeds with height, so you could be looking once again at wind speeds in excess of 70 miles per hour across the Scottish tops. We've got a front draped toward the north. Now this may well largely just pass to the north of Scotland at this stage, but it brings the likelihood of low cloud into many western mountains and maybe extensive rain and drizzle just filling in across those western mountains, say from about Loch Linnhe northwards. Spits and spots in the wind passing eastwards, very little in terms of any rainfall across England and Wales, maybe a few bits of drizzle around some coasts, and again the risk of some banks of very low cloud. Chance of an inversion to be in place once again, so the highest tops in England and Wales may just poke through what low cloud there is around those western coasts. Not looking particularly clever into Thursday. Severe gale or storm force winds across the mountains pretty widely. Risk of rain setting in across western Scottish mountains as fronts move in. Generally a lot of low cloud across all the western hills, but not too much in the way of rain across England, Wales and eastern Scotland. Those fronts, though, are on the move, and the timing is somewhat uncertain, but it's likely that as we go through Friday, a trough of low pressure will have passed eastwards, and we're pulling in a chillier air mass then from the northwest by this stage. A period of rain and low cloud likely to still be hanging around somewhere across England and Wales. It may clear through overnight into Friday across Scotland with a bit of snow on its back edge across the Munros, then the drop of freezing level, and we start to look at showers coming in from the north and northwest. Some snow, some hail, and temperatures quite a bit colder across Scotland at least by this time. So here's the big picture by the end of the week, that northwesterly that's arrived through Friday, but high pressure is starting to build again from the Atlantic, and as we head onwards into the weekend, it's likely that that high topples in across the country. Now, initially, some cold air is still very much in place, so Saturday is likely to be a chilly day on the mountains, perhaps a widespread frost into the valleys and glens first thing in the morning. But with high pressure around, it should be a dry picture with a good amount of sunshine, maybe 1 or 2 banks of low-level cloud and some fog in some of the valleys, but looking to be a decent day if all the timing goes to plan with this for Saturday upcoming. Now that may well just be short-lived before the high topples eastwards again, and as we go onwards, say into Sunday, it's likely that the southwesterlies strengthen again, temperatures will rise, wind speeds increasing, the risk of gales coming back in once again, so back to square one, you could say, onwards into Sunday. Watch the timing of the exact sequence of that, but that just seems to be the case at the moment, that Saturday would be the pick of the days for next weekend. To take you further onwards into the first full week of January then, and high pressure often towards the south is likely to be the main theme, building occasionally once again across the British Isles, but always with that likelihood of something of a southwesterly affecting Scotland in particular, so temperatures leaning more often to the milder side, maybe brief incursions of chillier air trying to get in. Occasional fronts passing Scotland with some rain focused across the west and northwest highlands. Drier conditions overall for eastern, southern Scotland and much of England and Wales, where more likely the story will be just either low cloud or low-level fog as a common theme onwards through that week. Stay up to date with us then, all your local forecast updated every day right through the New Year period. As always, stay safe if you're heading out onto the mountains. Thanks for watching, bye for now.